Hello, hello. The goal I had for this apartment, Dave's upstairs. Yeah, okay. We'll video later. Okay, let's try this again. Hello, hello. I am downstairs in the in-law apartment of our house. And if you're new here, this house we bought with the in-law apartment because we had 5 kids, blended family. We were moving in together, and because they're a blended family, we really wanted them all to have space. The other thing is Dave's parents were getting older, and we thought that there was a potential that one or both of them may have to be here at some point. So 2 of my kids were down here for a while. Then, for the beginning, the kids all went back and forth from the different houses. Now my 3 live here full time. One of Dave's that he brought in, when I say mine, I mean that I brought into our relationship, they're our kids, went to the mom's house full time, and then we have one that's still going back and forth. So we had a room open up upstairs. We moved one of the kids up there. Then because Chloe was going to college, we turned my studio into a bedroom. That's the noise you hear right now, is Dave's trying to fix the doors. I give up. So the thought was that she would not be here so much, so putting her kind of in the right next to the kitchen wouldn't be such a big deal. I'm sure she hates every moment of it because I'm an early waker and I make so much noise in the morning. But anyway, that's where she is. We have a secondary living room that we used to call the kid living room. Nobody uses it, so I'm turning that into my new studio to do who knows what. I will figure it out when I have the studio. So anyway, my goal was to get, I feel like there's bugs crawling on me. My goal was to get this downstairs painted by September 1st. That is not happening. But if I can get this wall prepped just in the bedroom, I'll be able to paint tomorrow. We got back from Vermont last night. We did not end up staying because of kids stuff. I won't get into that, but we ended up going to the Airbnb, cooking dinner, and basically leaving. So we drove 8 hours in one day, and I am toast. I just took a 2-hour nap, and I'm trying to wake up from that. So anyway, Dave tells me, oh, I just told my friend who's bringing his kid to Boston to go to college that he could stay in the apartment. And I'm like, Dave? Well, it'll light a fire under us to get it going. So yes, it will. So that means I have 4 days, minus the 1 day that we have to go to New Hampshire to flip that Airbnb. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm down here prepping this wall and feeling like bugs are crawling all over me and exhausted, and I've got somebody making noise over my head. So I'll show you what I can show you. Today's just basically wall prep. I don't really clean anything. I just sort of dump everything in the middle. I haven't I'm very encouraged to get things in place once the walls are done, so I just sometimes have to force myself and just shove everything in the middle of the room and deal with it later. So I'm going to be taking all the nails out, spackling, taking the switch plates off, that kind of thing. If you've never prepped a wall for painting and you're scared of painting, I'm going to walk you through this because it occurred to me that this might not be something that everybody knows how to do. The color I'll be using is Stoneware, just in case you want to know, Benjamin Moore, Aura paint. I love it. I think it's the best. I will be doing everything in that color for now. I could change my mind, but at least in the bedroom, everything's going to be the same color, so it makes it just seem seamless. I don't do glossy trim. This is glossy trim. I don't do a different color trim. I do the same color when I want a room to look really big and expansive. Now, the exception to that would be that I really do like the look of a beautiful creamy white wall with a very taupey, there's this color called Pashmina. I did that upstairs in the room that's going to become my new studio. And I'm thinking I might try doing some doors and trim with that pashmina. I really, really like it. So we don't have trim at the top, we only have it at the bottom, and this is a huge room. So this room, because it's an in-law apartment, is meant to be sort of an office or sitting area plus a bedroom. So it's a very long, big space. Let me show you a couple things. I don't know exactly what's staying. That dresser is going up and I'm getting an antique dresser. That chair is staying. The end tables probably aren't staying. The mirror's staying, you know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so we started painting the room dark for my kid who was down here. And he had those horrible lights that nobody should buy ever. Those LED lights. And when I pulled them off, that like stuck. So I'm gonna have to do something to get that off. I don't know if you can see it up there, but it goes all the way around. That makes me want to cry. All right, so I'm just taking things off right now. So prepping basically means getting everything off and filling all the holes with spackle. So all of these holes will be filled, all the nails will come out, all the screws will come out, and we will spackle. And then all the switch plates come off and you just sit those somewhere in a pile to come back to later. So I'm gonna stand all the way back. There's really nice windows in here. I should be able to do a bunch of plants over here. This is southwest over here. And it's getting really good light right now. So I should be able to do a lot of plants. I'm thinking that I'm gonna be moving the bed, and we're gonna get a bed frame. We're stalking Craigslist. I'm gonna move the bed over here. I don't know if it's gonna be able to come out of this wall like this. What I'm thinking is that I would like to do that and then do something really cool and interesting. There's a shelf here. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like, but I'm thinking, wouldn't that be cool to kind of wallpaper, like a contact wallpaper of some sort? I don't know yet. So I've got to figure out what to do with that. I think that would be kind of cool for plants. Maybe you could do like cactuses along there or something. There's probably other ideas that will come to me, but if you have any ideas what you would do with a shelf wall like that, I'd love to know. I don't think there's walking room if I do it that way. So the bed, if I do put it in this area, is probably gonna have to be under the window. So then I have to decide if I like that idea or not. It can definitely come out from the window. But I like the idea of this darker area down here being the bedroom, and then this area being the kind of desk sitting area. I don't know if that is feasible, and if it's not, then the bed just basically stays right here where it is, because you can see there's so much more space over here, which means you can actually get out of bed and walk. So so it's one of those things where I have to kind of like piece it together and see. But I've been collecting, like these are a bunch of my antique rugs, so I just kind of threw those down here, building a color story, kind of using this antique chair. I have a bunch of the Turkish rug pillow covers that I adore, and so those will be worked in as well. And then I was just kind of keeping these pillows down here in case I could use any of these inserts, but I don't think that they're going to work, so I'm gonna have to figure out where all these guys are going. And yeah, so just kind of collecting things that I think are going to be really cool down here. This is a towel bar. I love that. Things that I've been collecting at the thrift stores, things that we've dug up from the ground, these cool like washer springs, baskets for plants. You know, I'm just kind of throwing it all here, and then I'll sort through it. I'm going to tell you right now that those two things are not going to be part of this room. However, they were Luke's and they were still down here, so I've got to get that stuff to him. So it's not as bad as it seems. I'm just saying that for my own self right now. And now we have our spackle. Probably going to fill the holes twice. And this stuff's awesome because it starts purple and it dries white. This is a particularly big hole here. So I'll let that dry and then I'll come back for round 2. Okay, spackling has been done in the bedroom, in the kitchen, the living room. Dick gets so annoyed at me because I end up using my finger because I think my finger works so much better for spackling than that silly little tool, but he does not agree. Got the bed mostly cleared off. Very excited about that. And now I need to go find the shop vac and just give this place a complete once over. Nope, I'm gonna wait until I sand the spackle. Then I'm gonna give it a complete once over. Okay, this feels like huge progress. This day always feels like, you know, did you really get anything done? But you get so much done because then in the morning you can wake up early with your coffee, get everything, like I'm gonna put down the sheets down on the rug and I'm gonna put the paint down here and my paintbrush. It's all gonna be set up for me. I'll have my coffee and just start painting. So I think what I'm gonna do tonight is get my house cleaned up upstairs so that when I wake up I don't feel overwhelmed at all about any part of the house other than getting down here. And for me that's what happens, is all these things build up. So there's a preserving thing that I need to do. I'm making like a green tomato relish, I think it's called, for hot dogs. I think that's what it's for. I just like anything with green tomatoes. I like green tomatoes better than red tomatoes. I love underripe tomatoes, especially for canning. I think they make incredibly, green tomato jam is so good, so good. And I find when tomatoes ripen, I don't like them all. Like I have not found, other than the clementine, which we really like, and then there's one called Blush that I also like. I'm just not thrilled with any of these tomatoes, even the ones that I've heard people really love. So I'm still searching for my perfect tomato. I will find it. But anyway, maybe it's a green tomato. So I need to do that, and then yeah, and then I'll feel like it's just, when you get one thing done, like getting this big thing done, just an hour ago it was hanging over me and I was like, I do not want to do this, and then it's done and you're like, wow, okay. And then that led to cleaning up the bed and getting organized and sorting some stuff out, and then I'm gonna ask Kid and Dave to come help me with the table. We're taking this table out of here and we're putting the table that's on the sun porch down here. It's just like a whole mix and match, and that's what I do. That is my specialty in life, moving the stuff around. So I'll keep you posted on the progress, and we'll do a few more video clips here and there. All right, thanks for being here. Appreciate you.